I've been able to help people out, create a skincare regime that works with their skin type and the lifestyle and change a lot of things about them. And they also can see the difference, the improvement. When they use a particular product, they know the ingredients in this product. They can say, oh, my face is getting a bit better. Okay, I'm not having so much hyperpigmentation. I'm not having so much acne. So yeah, I'm going to put that in the line as well.
As beauty professional.
Yeah, beauty professional.
And how many years, because a lot of people don't know, so how many years experience have you been in the industry?
I've been in the industry for 7 years. Okay. I finished from my beauty school 2016, and immediately I finished, I started talking to people, working on clients, helping people regain their confidence. Like I said, the brand is more about tilted to healthy skin and healthy beauty. So that has been our vision from way back. So it has really helped me talking to different people. Like I was still talking to my colleague about some clients we do have when they don't use that product and they want to have a clear skin. So it has really helped me in managing people, dealing with people. It's really hard dealing with people that want fast action, like I will place it that way. But when they understand the procedure, when they understand what it takes to achieve it, it's like a journey. I tell them, you don't start using anti-aging product when you're in your 50s, no. You need to start it, and when you see the effect of it over time, so that will really help you out. So for 7 years, I've been in this, dealing with people, managing people, making people confident, and creating a good, simple skincare regime that works.
So is that more like beauty consultation?
So I do part of that as well, alongside the beauty.
And then the therapies.
Yes, exactly.
Therapies that you give. All right, and Dr. Uzo? The question was, would you consider yourself a beauty professional or a skincare professional, and what gives you the confidence to claim or call yourself a professional?
Okay, I don't know if this falls into any of the categories. So maybe beauty, aesthetic physician.
Aesthetics, yes.
Yeah, I'm a
which is skin, because you're dealing with skin.
Yeah, exactly. Physician by profession. So the good thing about being a physician first is, let's say for instance, someone comes in with like stubborn acne, recalcitrant acne, you know, if you know like how the body works, you know that PCOS has a part to play, or if someone comes with hirsutism, the same thing. So I'll consider myself a beauty aesthetic physician.
Aesthetics professional.
So that should be like a third category.
Yes, because that's really, I mean, that's different, but that's more in depth because you combine two.
Yeah.
You're actually a skincare professional because you understand skin and the dermatology of it.
And then you
you enhance the look. So it's a combination of two, which is great.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so next question. There are a lot of quacks out there. We all know there are a lot of quacks, which is why we're seeing more and more terrible skin and people running to you guys every day looking for treatments and solutions. So how does one differentiate the professionals from people who are not as qualified and are just in it for the money? How can you tell who is really a professional? And now this is advice I want to give the viewers and people watching. We have so much on Instagram, we have so much on social media and even the internet, on Amazon, you know, places to buy different things. You can package anything, you can private label your own products, you can mix and sell products, especially in Africa and developing countries. The regulation is not as steep as it is in developed countries. How can a consumer protect themselves from using the wrong thing or even differentiating between the human beings that they're going to? What kind of questions can they ask? What are some telltale signs that they can look out for to know that this person definitely knows what she's talking about, I'm going to go with her, and this person is probably just after my money? Any ideas?
Okay, so first of all, let's say I'm the patient, right? That's what you're asking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the first thing you should ask is certificate. Ask for certificate if you don't see anything displayed on the wall. I mean, not like the 2-day, 3-day course. Not like it wouldn't help, but you know, once you walk into the place, ask questions. I have people ask me questions.
Yeah.
Where did you train?
Yep.
How long was your training for? Are you a doctor? What school did you? Yeah, people ask all of that. You know, you think people are not. Nigerians are becoming more aware, so they ask all the questions. I even have people who ask me, okay, doctor, you want to do a demo filler on someone, like, what brand are you using?
Yeah.
Why is it this price? If let's say, for instance, I'm supposedly using an expensive filler, and then the price doesn't measure up to the so-called expensive filler. You know, you ask questions. People ask questions now. So first of all, you look out for a certificate on the wall, and I think that's I mean, on the first consultation, first of all, I would advise you not to get your treatment done.
I agree.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you say
So that you can go back and do your background check. Like if they say they trained here, you know,
Yeah.
you go on and check it out. I mean, I have some people who go check me out before they even come into my clinic, and they're telling me my own story. So like, so I see you did this. So where, you know, like where did you do it? How long did you do it?
Good.
You know, yeah. So those are the little ways you can, you know, and if you have somebody who is doing just two-day certification, I will advise you not to, you know, go ahead with the treatment. So if I see that you're uncomfortable, I can always say, look, why don't you go and rethink, you know, and come back in a week and we can get it done.
Because and you see, and that's somebody that is definitely a professional, somebody that
yeah.
feels fine sending the
it's
client
not all about
away.
the money.
Yeah. You're not even forcing or trying to
come
trap
back next
them
week
into
and we can
doing
get
it.
this
Yes.
done. You know,
Yes.
it doesn't have to be done today if you have your go read up the machine I'm going to use on you, read up the complications, and if you have any issues, we talk about it. Even though you're going to sign your consent form though, you know, like, no, let's discuss whatever your issues are or your worries are.
Yeah.
And before going ahead with
very good. I think that really sums it up. And then for
I
you?
just want to add up to it, like she said, like for me personally, I'm coming as a client, I'll always tell the clients, know what the brand stands for. Like we've got different type of brands and what they stand for. You should read about the history, the story. Like she said, read about this place you're going to. If you're going to a spa or a clinic, read about them, read about the history, read about the reviews. We cannot have all good reviews on Google or something. Read about, and like she talked about certification. I always like engaging my doctors or my therapists. I want to know where they trained, what they've done, how they relate to people. That's really, you can't work on me and I don't know what you've done. I don't know your certification. I don't know where you even did your internship.
But speaking of what you've done, you know, a lot of people go in because of before and after pictures. How many of the before and after pictures are really real? And how many of them are edited, exaggerated? You know, because a lot of times I see, so let's say you use me as this is before I do the treatment. You put me in one dark room, one dark corner. I'm not smiling, I'm looking unhappy, dull. Then whatever thing they show, they exaggerate it. So you know how you can do the contrast in the photos. Then now my after, I'm in a light room.
Are you happy?
I'm happy. Everything just, I'm like, duh, of course you're going to really think that something happened. But then when you take closer looks, I'm not saying they're not real. My first question is, how many patients really want their before and after to be shown? One.
That's a problem.
Two, because for people that are always showing the before and afters, I'm like, who really comes back for that after? People do, because we post, but I don't solicit or force before and afters. It's usually a happy patient that's like, oh my God, look, you guys, you did such a great job. Thank you. And I have, you know, the chat proof to show that that is there. But a lot of times you can actually buy before and afters, especially when it comes to invasive procedures. So asking the questions, oh, how long have you been doing this? Where did you study? Are you actually, I actually asked that, are you actually a real doctor? You know, for like laser hair removal, I actually know the machine that I want to be used on me. You know, and sometimes I'm like, if they don't have the family line of like the NDX, I don't want you to use that laser because I believe I'm going to have some complication. I'm not ready to test it
at the moment.
Do you understand? So it is good to do your homework. Okay, so before we go deeper, we are talking about the truth about beauty. So the first thing would be to define beauty. Now, for those of you guys watching, I would like you guys to actually drop a line as to how would you define beauty? What does beauty mean to you? Or what does it mean to be beautiful? And I'll ask you guys this same question. How would you define beauty or being beautiful in a person? You can take a minute to think about it.
Okay, so I will define beauty as an aggregate of facial characteristics, not necessarily the face, but I choose to say the face first because that's where people see first. That is pleasing to one's senses. So, that being said, what is pleasing to your senses might not be pleasing to my own.
I like that you said that, pleasing to one's senses. Okay.
So that's what's pleasing to you might not be pleasing to me. So the thing about beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. This is where it comes to play a part very well. So somebody might prefer a round-faced lady, and some other person might prefer. I've had someone who say, a friend of mine, like, I'm not into round-headed women, and I'm like, what is wrong with round head? You know. So like, it's what's pleasing,
I don't
you know,
even know
to
what that
you.
means.
Yeah, exactly. So just like the shape of the face being round.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it means. So, so basically that, and then to be beautiful, there are a couple of features, you know, you look out for. I mean, like good skin. Someone who has acne, of course, you know, there's already a blemish, so you wouldn't exactly put the person in that category. Then maybe some other things like maybe almond-shaped eyes, like in a woman, good hair, you know,
But do
skin
people
tone.
really look out for those things? Now, I mean,
yeah,
I'll let
yeah.
you answer, but before you answer that, the normal person watching, looking, like somebody just walked in now, I'm not dissecting mentally. Her eyes almond, is the forehead round, is anything. If I'm looking at a man, I'm not dissecting any of that. I know you're a doctor, so you study these things. Do you understand? And especially when it comes to aesthetic, altering things aesthetically, you have to understand those things. So, but from the layman, from the regular person looking, we are not deciphering like that. Somewhere with this. The saying that, as you said, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which is relatively true, but I find that people say that to as a defense mechanism sometimes to justify why they believe something is beautiful. And I'll give you an example. If you go to Paris, it is beautiful. If you go and stand by the Eiffel Tower, around that area, Champs-Élysées, and just stand there, you are looking at beauty. If you bring 20,000 people, maybe 19,900 would agree. Then there might be the other stubborn 100 that might tell you it's ugly. I don't like it. If you go to Switzerland, you're going to see something much more beautiful. Something, something, something. Does not negate that 19,900 people believe that standing here, just what they are seeing is beautiful. So if now we now keep saying beauty is in the eye of the beholder, meaning just because one person thinks that somebody is ugly, means that that person might be ugly. So what I'm saying is, you said something in the beginning that it's a feeling, something evokes a feeling, because life is about the experience that you're having. So yes, we're all allowed to say we like this or we don't like that. It's your own cup of tea and shouldn't really affect the next person or even the thing that you're looking at. So is it really the features that make it beautiful, or the energy, the effort that that thing not embodies and also evokes? For example, a lot of people might say, oh, guys only like African men prefer yellow girls or shiny things or whatever. And then you see that that's not true, because first of all, the majority is black, as in dark skin. We are in Africa. So if that's the majority, are they only looking for the few light-skinned girls to go and pick, right? It's really about how the person carries themselves, how the person puts themselves together, the amount of energy and the amount of organization. So if you go to a place that is organized, that is scattered, that is dirty, you're not going to call that place. Like if I went into Paris and a bomb had scattered in the whole place, I'm not going to call Champs-Élysées beautiful anymore. I'm going to be like, oh my God, what happened? Like something is wrong. It should be beautiful, but it's no longer beautiful because something went wrong. But when it goes back to its normal self, the way it always was, and the plans they had for it, it goes back to being beautiful. So yeah, I mean, like you had it. For me, I agree with your initial first statement. It's about the feeling that the person looking is feeling and how it affects them or makes them feel. That they now say, oh my God, my eyes is seeing beauty.
So I understand what you're saying. Yeah. So after the definition, of course, I just talked about, like features.
The features,
that,
yes.
like generally.
Yeah.
Then, of course, further down the line, the other things that will come into place. I mean, like here, men like, like big behinds and all of that. So, there are enhancements that need to be done to get there. So the features I said initially were just like a general, like if somebody walks in generally,
Physical features.
what good skin, good hair, skin tone, depending on what is pleasing to the person. So that's why I talked about that. It's not like, yeah.
No, it's true.
Okay.
And then you?
Okay, for me personally, wow classifier, what I would say is beautiful. Like your appearance, that's what I'm going to stand for. Your appearance, the way you look, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak. So to me, that classifies beauty. So if you have a good diction, I'll say, oh, you speak well, I love that. And that attracts me as a person to you. So first and first is your physical appearance and how you look. I don't need you to do so much, but just look good, smell nice, dress simple, speak well, and put a smile on your face. I don't know what you're going through, but that alone carries a lot, and that to me is beautiful. So that's why I classify as beautiful.
Cool. And let's move on to the next question. How much of self-care, we've all been hearing the word self-care, 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 self-care. Let's even start by defining self-care, because I think it has a lot to do with beauty. Beauty for me is not necessarily about the physical features. It's about how what you have is being maintained. Even if you want to add to it, how have you managed to put everything together so it's like a beautiful symphony? Everything has to play a role, everything has to be mesh well, to be organized well, so that when we look at it, it's almost like looking at the most beautiful car in the world or the most beautiful painting in the world. It has to go together well. It shouldn't be out of place or extra or exaggerated. And even if you are going for an exaggerated look, there is a way that it's still tastefully done.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So for me, I think that beauty really is like art as well. It takes effort and energy. And even if you want to be a classic, or you want to be a trend, or you want to be, something new or futuristic, do it well. Whatever you do it well and put your mind to it, and it will turn out well and it will look beautiful. So how much of self-care is involved in maintaining one's beauty? Now this is you guys' department, because whatever the women are coming to you guys for is all part of, I'll say most of it is part of self-care, especially in your part. So how much of self-care do you think is involved in maintaining one's beauty?
I would say it's, for me, like I keep on telling people, when you come in and use your product, make sure you use your product religiously. It's a lot. It's not just I'm buying XYZ product and I use it for like a week or two, I don't see the results and I'm dropping it. Self-care involves a lot. It's about you, yourself, loving yourself. You have some products that are being prescribed to you to use. You have to use it, but it's being prescribed by a skin expert or a professional for you to enhance that beauty or enhance or improve something about your body. So please use your products. I think for me, self-care, it's a lot. You need to put in a lot to it. And while you're putting a lot, you need to love yourself while you're using, because while you're using this product, you're seeing improvement. You want to get more products. You want to do more probably facials or more routines for yourself. So it's more about it involves a lot of time and dedication.
If you had to define self-care, like there's a dictionary definition which I don't know what it is, how would you define self-care?
I'd define self-care as love. I'll just tag it as love. Yes.
Loving.
So if I'm going to define, I'm just defining that's going to be love. You have to love yourself to take in time to do what you have to do. Use your product to make yourself feel good and self-awareness. So I'm just going to love is big. It's really big to break it down, but I'm just going to classify it as that way.
And what are some examples of, if we're going with high definition, what would be some examples of self-care that you practice? Let's start with you and then move to you. So.
For me, for my self-care, it's more about, for me personally, it's more about meditation. It helps me get my thoughts together, helps me focus and go back to my strategy plan to think about what I need to do next. So for me, it's all about focus. For me, and meditation, that's my self-care. That's what I do.
But you just talked about products.
Yeah, so when I talked about products, yes. When we give out products to customers that come in to use, I think personally, you need to love yourself to use this product to work on you. So if you're not interested in it, like we were talking earlier about, people coming in, they buy product and they expect to see results within 1 or 2 days. But they don't know they need to continue. It's a routine. You can be on a routine for 6 weeks, for 4 weeks. You need to love yourself to use this product. Like you're going to see a medical doctor, probably you're sick, and they give you a prescription like, oh, you need to use this prescription to make you feel better.
I think I know what you mean. I think,
Yes.
I mean, you can correct me if I'm
Yes, please go on.
wrong. So I'm hearing you say that someone might come to you, but if they don't love themselves enough, they're not going to stick to the routine. Now, it could be that one, maybe they don't believe in the routine, or two, they don't believe, and well, yes, maybe they don't believe in the routine, and they don't continue with it. They don't even do it. However, the reason for that unbelief in the routine could be that they don't believe in themselves, because first of all, nobody forced them to come to you.
Exactly.
They drove themselves, or they
Come down
took
for a
an
session.
Uber and came to you. So why make all that effort and not follow through? Do you
Yeah.
understand? Is it that you don't believe you're deserving of it, or you don't believe that it's for you, or do you believe that you made a mistake? Either way, that boils down to you not believing in your own choices and your own decisions, which is not really loving yourself and
yourself.
trusting yourself.
Putting in that effort.
Yeah. Okay. And Dr. Ozo, how would you
Okay.
define self-love?
Self-love.
Self-awareness.
Sorry, self-care.
Okay. I mean, like everything she says, I completely agree with. But cream, like applying creams and all of that, is like working from the outside to
Yeah.
the inside. So I believe, like, if you really, really want to help yourself, you can work from the inside, such as drinking lots of water, you know, sort of avoiding excessive sun exposure, not smoking, because all these things make your skin dry and all of that, yes. So adequate moisturizing, which also comes into place, exercising, which dilates the blood vessels and helps the nutrients from the blood to get to the skin so that you have supple, younger looking skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eating the right kind of foods like vegetables and all of that to give your body the right kind of nutrients. So maybe these are the other things you can do from the
Inside.
inside.
out.
To enhance it.
Yeah, because if you're applying all the creams and you're not taking in enough water, you know, like, I mean, how much cream can you apply, you know,
To apply to the inner
give
body.
you that supple looking, you know, glowy skin? So these are the other things that can be done to.
Very well said. And I like that you also mentioned meditation.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I wanted to go deep into, you know, beauty. When we say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and it's about the emotion that it evokes, and there's an essential truth about what beauty is. Beauty takes attention, it takes energy, it takes focus, and it takes effort. But then there can be efforts that is channeled wrongly, and beauty is never forced. It's always effortless. It's always something that is always there. So for somebody to be searching so hard for beauty, there is a belief that you're not beautiful enough. So that totally even negates the fact that you're trying to claim that you have confidence, because you can't keep enhancing, searching, doing. It means that somewhere deep down, there's a subconscious belief and a subconscious dissatisfaction in who you are and how you look. You don't think you're enough. Nothing is enough. You feel you need to keep adding. When does it become enough?
There's also a psychological aspect to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for me, self-care, I actually, in my over 15 years of consulting with people, talking to different ladies who come concerning their skincare or their weight or anything, I can tell how much a person loves themselves, how confident they are, based on their skincare routine, how they treat their skin. By the time I ask everybody the same routine questions. I already know the problem. First of all, I can see what the problem is by looking at their skin. And I know what kind of person that person is. How hard or easy they are with themselves, how much they actually feel they're beautiful enough, or how much they love themselves. So when people come looking for this solution, like, you have to help me, I have to do this, do that. At first, I didn't know how to deal with it because I was not I couldn't empathize, let me put it that way, because I'm not that kind of person. But then, seeing it over and over again, I'm like, wow, okay, so this really is a problem. And the reason why it's a problem that needs to be addressed, women are taking longer and longer to get ready.
Yeah.
And hear what I'm saying, get ready. When you wake up in the morning, you're waking up for life. You're waking up to life. If you're spending 2 hours of your early morning, it's okay when it's never okay to spend 2 to 3 hours. Except if it's a big occasion, of course, yes. If you have a big occasion, you need to get ready, you might need to choose your outfit, you might need to get the hair done, whatever. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But if you have a 9 to 5, if you're a student and you have class to go to, if you're a mother and you have children, my point is if you have responsibilities, real responsibilities that add to the totality of what the totality of what makes up a society. So some of us are caretakers, some of us are housewives, some of us are students, your fees are being paid for by your parents. Some of us are workers, whether it's high level, low level. If 1/3 of your waking hour is just about getting your mind right, so the outfits, the clothes, the meditation, the deep prayer, the praise and worship. They were smiling because we all know. Some of us have been there, some of us is becoming a shorter time. You really have to start asking yourself, what am I doing? Do I really believe I'm okay? Or am I constantly taking myself to my own mental rehab and pretending that I'm okay? Because as African women and most women of color and minority women, many of us see the world from a place of attack. So you're always on the defense. I can't show too much hurt. I can't show too much excitement. Don't be too happy. They won't be happy for you. Don't let them know that this or that, because they might not be wishing you well. So we're always like stiff. When we're happy, it's almost like some people have subconscious guilt of being happy. So a lot of women, they're not sure what they need to do with their mornings. And so a lot of it goes. Then I hear a lot of women in their 30s saying, I'm tired. I'm hearing more and more young women who haven't even given birth to a child. And it doesn't mean you must give birth to a child. My point is, your responsibility is still about only yourself. If you're in your 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s, you're not married, maybe you just have a job, or you're a student, you have no husband. So you are your only responsibility. Maybe you're somebody's child, and you should be thankful for the support you get from your parents. Maybe you have parents that you may be taking care of. But still, every day, you're your own main responsibility, and you find it hard to operate yourself. There's a problem. How do you now add more responsibilities on top of that if you need so much time just for you? It becomes difficult. So this is why we as women, especially in developing worlds, we need to get our act together. We need to learn to control our beauty. And when I say control your beauty, from our hair down to our skin, we need to know exactly what to do. All right, guys, I'm going to take a break here and we'll be right back. Okay.
That was nice. I felt like I was in the hot seat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay.
That's such
Did you
a
see
nice
it?
moderator.
Did you see it?
That's such a good moderator.
Thank you. Okay, good, good. Thank you. taking care of yourself, getting enough sleep, drinking water, and all those great things. And I totally agree with that. Self-care is a combination of what you do on the inside and what you do on the outside. Now, there's a huge part about beauty that a lot of people neglect or don't see, that is unseen. You hear people saying beauty is confidence or beauty comes from within, right? How does beauty really come from within is what I'd like to discuss, and I think I already started talking about that. What you feel about yourself is going to be expressed on the outside. What you feel about yourself on the inside is going to show as to what you decide to do, the kind of beauty treatments that you decide to embark on, and the way you even treat your skin, the way you touch yourself, the way you behave with yourself. It's going to show with all of that based on how you feel on the inside. So if that's true about self-care, and knowing that self-care is involved in maintaining one's beauty, which of your treatments of services is most often seen as self-care? Dr. Uzo, which of your treatments or services would you attribute as self-care?
I would say, I mean, apart from, we're not talking about working from inside out, right?
No, just
Okay,
all.
so I would say the creams I recommend, like
Okay.
the regimen, you
Yes.
know, I recommend. Like,
Okay.
first of all, you need to find out what kind of the skin type,
Yeah.
you know, and all of that.
Yes.
And depending on what you recommend, then you know, that is self-care. That is what is most
You're
commonly
maintaining,
done.
you're taking care of it, and you're knowing more about your skin and giving it what you believe that it needs.
Exactly. So you make sure you give them creams that contain whatever it is they are lacking, whatever it is they
Yes.
complain of. Some people already know what kind of skin they have. Like they say they have acne prone, or they say, okay, doctor, my skin is always dry. So you recommend things accordingly.
According to that,
Yeah.
accordingly.
Yeah.
Okay. And for you?
So I think question, what treatments?
Yes, which of your treatments or services is most seen as self-care?
Okay, for me, it's going to be more of massage.
Massages, yes.
So that's it. Most customers come in towards the evening or first in the morning before they start that day, and it's more about relaxation massage. Or probably just feel tired for a whole week. I want to have a deep tissue massage, so it's going to be more tilted to massage because they feel really
massages.
relaxed, they feel rejuvenated, and just feels like a burst, a bloom in them to just start the day and really feel good. So it's going to tend towards massage.
Okay, that's good. And then moving on,
I forgot to also add,
Okay.
sorry, IV glutathione, like the infusion therapy.
IV
So,
therapies.
yeah.
Okay, I
It's
didn't know you
becoming-
did that.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, that's
I do,
good.
I do.
That's good.
But for
No,
the
that's
right- but for the
necessary
right
because
reasons. For the right
I
reasons.
actually think it's good done with the right person in the right facility.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't take vitamins and a lot of people don't eat right. And living in a highly stressful society like Lagos, and even the people that live abroad like in New York, if you're stressed out, stress affects your looks on the outside. It affects a whole lot of things. It affects your sleep. So you can actually just start looking raggedy and tired just because your body on the inside is depleted. So yes, IV infusions are very, very good, especially for people with busy lifestyles and people who you don't like popping pills. You can just go and do that. So yeah, good one. So on a whole, about how much do you think, you see, in our mother's days, in the I'll say even in the 90s, my skincare bill and my self-care bill, including the massage, including the hair, including everything, if I ever want to go all out, let's say I had an event every day or every other day, my self-care and beauty treatments bills on a month would not go past $300, and this is me being extra. Do you understand? If that, in fact, now my bill doesn't go over $300 a month. I don't spend more than $300 a month on beauty, and that includes makeup. So obviously we know we all buy makeup that we never use. We have like 5 foundations of different brands in there. We barely use them. One day we're feeling inspired, and then we now try this one, and then we never use it again for like maybe 6 months. And then that's our makeup stash. We bought that for like the whole year. Maybe we just add a lipstick here and there, or maybe your eyeliner got lost, or a friend stole it, or took it, or borrowed it and never brought it back. And then you buy a new eyeliner. So that's it for makeup. Creams, people change their creams, or they restock their creams, I'll say, on a monthly basis. You might buy something new every 3 weeks, or once every month, or every 2 months. Then now, massages or treatments. Now it depends on if you're a massage kind of person, if you're not a massage kind of person. I think the older people get, they start getting massages. Facials, that's relative. So, about how much are your clients spending on a monthly basis? How much would you say? I'm not saying this is, just give us a ballpark figure based on some of your regular treatments, and then let us know what are some of the regular treatments clients come in for.
Okay, that's a really, really hard question to answer, but I'm going to try my best to try to summarize, because it's like a really, really wide range. So most people that come to my clinic are people who have tried everything else and it's not working. I mean like 70% of the time. So they come in already telling you, oh, doctor, I'm on a budget. I spent over 1 million and it's not working. I'm still having my acne, blah, blah. So they usually always come in with that attitude. So first of all, you have to display the fact that you know what you're talking about and what you're doing, and try to let them know that maybe this will be the final bus stop, of course, definitely. So monthly is quite tricky. Let me start with daily. I mean, some people come in and at the end of the day, just a consultation, because they might come in thinking they need a chemical peel for some kind of blemish they have on the skin. And at the end of the day, I tell them, look, you don't actually need to get anything done. You've paid your consultation fees. I'm going to prescribe medication which you can get outside.
Yes.
So it can be as little as 20 to 50,000 in a day, and to as high as, so I'm going to go to the other extreme. You might come in and, let's say, for instance, you have like maybe wrinkles on the face, and your friend has told you need to come and do a chemical peel. So the chemical peel ranges are from like maybe as little as 45,000 to as much as 100 and something.
For a session.
Exactly, for a session. And you come in and the doctor is telling you need to do Botox, you need to do fillers, because of course chemical peel is just for fine wrinkles.
Yes.
And you have, like more deeper furrows, like deeper folds, and you need fillers. And of course we know they are all expensive. Fillers are very expensive to get done. Now, when it comes to fillers, let me narrow down again to fillers. So you see why it's difficult to really say. So with the fillers, they have the really expensive fillers and the very expensive fillers. The expensive ones are that expensive because they last longer.
Is Juvederm expensive? Is Restylane expensive?
It's supposed to be like in the expensive range, yes. And then the cheaper ones, like Stillage and all of that. So it will help if you come in to do your procedure, you ask your doctor, like, may I know what kind of brand you're using, and if you think it doesn't measure up, you
but
can.
Dr. Uzo.
Yeah.
How about people that don't know anything? Like if I bring my mother right now, she knows absolutely nothing about the names of the fillers. She's a 70-year-old woman. She's not going to ask any questions. How much should a woman budget in this year, 2022, going into 2023, whether it's in Naira or in dollars, if she wants to enhance or maintain her beauty? I wouldn't even say whether it's on a monthly basis. Let's say she wanted the basics. You've talked about chemical peel, which I know is a very common thing and people get that done, and fillers. Whether it's Botox, I consider that filler because that's something that fills up your skin. So let's even just combine those two, and maybe facials, right? Or laser hair removal on any part of your face. How much should a woman budget if she was going to do that? Whether it's a quarterly budget for the year or something. About how much? Give or take an extra 100,000 naira.
Okay, so it depends on what is recommended at the end of the day. Like I was saying, if it's like deeper wrinkles that she has, then you have to recommend Botox and fillers. So if she planned for just creams initially, let's say budgeting for creams will cost like maybe 100 to 300,000, she's definitely going to spend more, because with the skin, she's not going to get, with the cream, she's not going to get any results because the wrinkles are already there.
Yes.
So first of all, the age, you know, it's important. So what age range are you looking at? Like if it's an older woman, she's going to have
45.
to spend more. Okay, 45, I would say everybody has different kind of skin. So if she still has an averagely good skin, then maybe you can do creams. So maybe like a daily moisturizer, cleanser from a very good brand. Then again, there's high-end brand, and there's, you know, so maybe for like high-end brand, maybe like $300 to $500, and for like regular average, maybe $100.
Okay.
See? So it all depends. It's like a really wide range. It's really difficult to say.
Okay.
Yeah, and if it's an older person, of course, creams will help, but you know, you have to throw in your Botox and your fillers.
Yes, I'm talking about
Okay,
Botox.
so
I'm
Botox
just
and
saying,
fillers, okay.
in realistic, people no longer just do cream. So somebody
Okay.
who really wants to be in the skincare, in the
Okay.
aesthetics game, and
All right.
do everything they can do,
Okay.
how much would they be looking at spending?
Okay,
Just a
so,
ballpark figure.
okay, so like the Botox, if a patient walks in and wants to get Botox done, of course, obviously some people have more wrinkles than the others. Let's say, for instance, we're treating like the upper face. Usually the upper face, let's just say roughly between 150 to maybe 350, 400,000,
Okay.
depending.
So for everything.
For the
So
upper
the
face.
Okay, so for consultation, the fillers.
No,
and-
just for Botox.
Okay, just for Botox. Okay. So about 100 and something to 400, 400K. And in
400
dollars,
if you
that's
really
that's
need
still
a
under
large
that's still
number of
under
units.
$1,000. That's still under $1,000. If
Yeah.
you go to the States, you're going to spend more than $1,000. You
Yeah,
know that,
correct.
right?
Of course, certainly. It's
So
more expensive.
it's still
outside the country.
affordable.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I'm saying, I mean, at the end of the day, that's the name of the game. If you want to do fillers and Botox, you're going to spend money. It's not cheap.
Sure.
If you don't want to do it, then you can get the creams, and then there are different price range of creams.
Sure.
If you want to try your hand at organic, you can get it at 5,000 naira to maybe 100,000 naira. It's organic. We know the smell of organic creams. And then your outcome depends on you. You can play Russian roulette with that. If you want a more professional approach, talk to somebody who knows what they're doing, who you've heard about, who other people can attest to. You've seen their results. You come in, you get your consultation, you buy their products. For example, if you're doing cookie skin, you're going to spend an average of 50,000. So that would do consultation and some products. If you need more, we have people who spend at least 70,000. But I say a starter pack at least is 50,000. You're not going to, unless you just say you don't want to get it, and then that's that. So yes, and for you, about what's the average
So on
basket?
average, for a customer coming in for either facials or massage, it tends to, in a month, depending, most people do come in for a massage weekly. So we can have that weekly. So in a month, you're spending close to 60 to 80
Okay.
as a person coming in for massage. Most people just booking down, you know, they come in every Thursday in the evening. From there, they go home, and that's it. So that's an average for it.
Okay, that's not bad.
A month?
Yeah, for massage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Massages are becoming more expensive. All right, so I'm going to ask you guys in the audience if you have any questions. I saw a few people discussing and stuff. You over there, what's your question, please? You can, sure, please, go ahead. Can you stand? You can, sorry, stand this way. Oh, not yet. Oh, she can sit, okay. Okay.
So everyone sees that I've been struggling with acne for a while. So I want to find out what's your advice on, confidence in terms of people with acne. And then I know you mentioned just now if almost approach your company, for example, for a consultation and all of that, that range is like 50,000. How do I say? How does one deal with the
And that's a very good question. Is there any other question before I take that? Does anybody else have another question? Okay, let me answer that first. So that's a good question. You're asking about the confidence in terms of you have acne now. How can you trust that the person you've gone to is actually giving you the right solution? And how can you stick with it? You know, what am I going to tell you, or what's going to happen? What should you look out for that will give you that hope that you would actually stick with it? We discussed earlier about the professionalism of the person that you're speaking to. So for someone like Cookie Skin, we've been dealing with acne clients for a long time. We deal with all kinds of clients, so sensitive skin, acne clients. It is from the consultation that you would know whether the person knows what they're talking about, and you would feel whether you're hopeful or you're not hopeful. You'll be able to ask questions. You should be able to ask questions. The person should not act like a know-it-all. The person should be wanting to hear from you, your current routine, products you've used. They should allow you to even bring all your products in so that they can decipher. The person should be able to tell you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. So you should walk your routine through with them. Going back all the way back 6 months. I go back 1 year to 6 months, and I tell clients to remember everything that they've done. Including habits. Do you scrub? Do you not scrub? What spa treatments have you gone for? Have you gotten a facial recently? Did you do a chemical peel recently? How often have you been doing it? Do you know the grade of the chemical peel that you use? So when somebody is asking you this kind of questions and actually taking the notes, not for a fizzy, but actually because they're coming up with the solution, because all these questions now would lead me to your solution, you would be able to know. Second way is when products are being prescribed to you, it's not just about how you use these products, it's why. Why am I giving you this soap? Why am I also giving you this cleanser? Why am I giving you this serum? What is it going to do? What results am I expecting to see on each one? If they can break it down like that, then you can trust them more and know that it really is going to work for you. Then they should also tell you what results you can expect every 3 weeks. Cell turnover happens every 28 days, but at least in 3 weeks you should be able to see some initial signs. So I don't tell my clients 2 weeks. People report results in 2 weeks, especially when it comes to oiliness, pores, acne, and sometimes even with brightening. They might start seeing the results, but I don't want to give them that much hope. I want them to learn to be patient. So I say, wait 3 weeks. We need to have a cell turnover. Follow the full routine. The reason why is that result you're seeing that is going to come from the new skin that's coming out, it needs to be protected. All of this routine is protecting that to enable your results that you want to eventually happen. In the first month, you would see an improvement, not a total solution. Like your dark spots will still be there, but the shine and the oil production would not be the same, because the products you're going to be given would help with oil regulation, not suppression. So you can either block it, which is not a solution, or you can regulate the oil production, because your skin is an organ. So the amount of oil it produces sometimes, while people might want to say it's hereditary or hormones or whatever, it's deeper than that. The thickness of your skin, your melanin affects the thickness of your skin. Your hair, how much hair you have, how hairy you are. I'm not hairy, you might be more hairier than me. That affects your oil production. And because your skin, even from here looking at you, I can tell that a lot of your acne don't come out. It's not something that comes all the way out where you can press it or has a head. It's just a hard bump. It goes back inside and it leaves a dark spot. So that tells me that you're having hair issues. And then even the location on your face shows that it's because of hair production. So it's not necessarily that you're super hairy. It's just with Africans, we have thicker skin. So before the hair can even come out on your face, you know, if you take a microscope, look at everybody, there's hair on every part of your skin, unless you're shaving it or using laser. So before that hair could come out, it got blocked somewhere in translation and caused that acne or unseen acne that you're having. Yeah? So that's kind of how it's going to work. So does that give you any kind of confidence right now?
Yes, because from you speaking, I can tell that you actually know what you're talking about. So yes,
Okay.
it gives me that confidence that yes, I'm speaking to someone that actually will be able to provide.
Yes, and usually I would say 3 months. So if this is not a reaction to any organic cream or something, if this is just a natural thing, I would say 3 months. But most people usually report um, fantastic results before 3 months. Secondly, I would also prescribe laser hair removal. Like I'll send you to like a Dr. Uzo to go and do laser hair removal, lower face laser hair removal to deal with the hair issues. That way you don't have as much.
Also helps.
acne.
Lasers not only address removal of hair, they also
No, I know
boost
other things.
color.
Oh, the collagen
Yeah,
and the skin
yeah,
brightening
skin brightening
and all.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then one more thing I wanted to ask for her is like her pillowcase and all of that, like washing your wigs more frequently.
Yeah, I was going to say that
Yeah.
because there's this perception that
I'm sure she
acne
does.
causes
Yeah.
dirt, which is not actually the case because, like I said, I've been struggling with this for the longest time. I clean my face every day, every day.
But it looks
I've
like
tried
it's
cotton, I've tried silk. I wash my pillows like on average every 3 months. So it's not. I don't want to say it's hormonal either because there are obviously some kind of tests
To do to undergo.
so it's just.
so have you done the test though?
Well, in between that.
Because it looks like it's hormonal too.
For the
Because
jawline.
around the jaw, yeah.
Yeah.
Can she actually come, Francis? Can I see her face? Can she come?
More like now, like jawline. Because I add this and probably a wig
Oh,
is
just
touching
there?
your face as
Exactly.
well. I get what you
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
It's okay. Turn this way. No, the other way. Yeah. I think it's definitely hair induced. It's her skin type. It's the way her skin is. She doesn't have much hair. She doesn't have on her forehead. So I'm not saying you are somebody who is combination to oily skin naturally. Do you understand? Like your skin is very well lubricated. That's what I mean. Like your face is not suffering dryness or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's not hormonal. That's attributes of saying Africans when we have this is hormonal. We're jumping to conclusions. It's our African skin type. She has thick skin for her skin type. Her melanin makes her skin layers more thicker, and it's the hair production that can't come out. With laser hair removal, even if you can't see the hair, but using what they use on laser for your hair, you're killing the hair follicles, and it allows the oil to flow easily and freely. So your products will work better, and as she says, it helps with skin tightening. It also helps with discolorations and all that. You get better results, and then you won't be dealing with that. Yeah. Okay. So with skincare, sometimes it's a combined process of products and whatever therapies and treatments that you need to have to get the final results. All right. Well, this has been super interesting. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay. What's your question, please?
successful environment because most people want to employ ladies that are 100% feminine
Feminine girly.
and gay and not
I know, right?
So I'm asking, does that really affect does beauty actually gives like the room to success like for a lady like me, someone who is used to be a tomboy and transitioning into a lady?
That's a fantastic question.
Yeah.
Do you think, do you feel tomboyish right now or ladylike right now?
I feel lady right now.
Okay. Did you choose to embody this lady personality right today?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And how would you define what tomboy, when you say tomboy-ish? Was that when you were a teenager or was that even more recent?
Oh, yes, when I was a teenager, going to adulthood, yeah, I stopped being a tomboy at 26.
Okay.
Long
And you're saying, but your friends still judge you as being. So what are they seeing? What are some of the personality traits or characteristics that they're calling tomboy?
Okay, the way I work, I don't care about my anything that has to do with skincare. I'm just okay. Go to shower, have my bath, whatever lotion I see, I put on my skin.
How about dressing and
Dressing, it used to be just sweatpants and hoodie,
okay.
sneakers. I just started wearing heels late. And I intentionally started wearing more dresses because I have lots of pants in my room.
And have you seen a shift with how the guys treat you? Since that's what this conversation is about.
When it comes to guy, I think I bring down the tomboy to the show. When I'm in the midst of guys, guys don't see me like lady, see me as a feminine. So
Okay.
I have to be intentional about okay, I want to be a lady like I have to. So if I'm going out with I'm going and the guys are going to be there, I'm going to be a new friend, I have to consciously tell myself, okay, then you have to act lady. So and sometimes when I'm in their midst, it's like, what's wrong with you? You're a guy. What's this? What's this? Come on, knock it off. And I'm like, okay.
And what is it that you're wanting? Just play along with these questions. What is it that you're wanting or hoping will change with how men treat you or guys treat you?
Treat me like a lady because when I see how they treat all the ladies, please. I want it. But you see me as your guy. I'm not.
Okay, so beauty, as we started off in the beginning, beauty is there's an aspect of beauty where everybody sees the same thing and says this is definitely beautiful. Then now we have terms like this is cute, right? It doesn't mean that it's ugly or anything, but is it extra special? So let me just, for understanding purposes, we're calling it special treatment. You want to be treated like a lady. You want gifts and you want to be babied and pampered and all that. I'd say you'd have to treat yourself the same way. So take extra special care of yourself. It's not just about the cream or about the what you spray, whatever. That's nice, but how you truly treat yourself. Do you see yourself like a special flower that you just can't come and grab anyhow, hit anyhow, shove anyhow? So if truly you feel that way about yourself, and that's why self-care helps you feel that way. When you've taken extra time to do something, it's like the way your mother arranges a room, sometimes even the chair or the living room, and say, don't sit there, don't do this, it's for special people, it's for this special occasion. If you treat yourself special, people will treat you special. So you know how you feel about yourself when you step out of your house, not even just looks wise. How do you feel? If you're not feeling okay, it's going to somehow show with what you receive. If you feel great, if you're feeling, I feel very pretty today, whatever, you're going to receive the compliments that go with that. So time, effort, energy, how much focus are you focusing on yourself? The more you focus on you, the more you take care of you, the more you give yourself the best. Let me put it that way, give yourself the best. People will give you the best as well. I think that's just really it. I mean, you guys can add
I
your
just
own.
wanted to add to it. I understand you, and I feel that way about you. Like although my sibling tells me I'm not girly because I don't know how to wear dresses. I enjoy wearing pants, so I really do understand you. And sometimes I really want to feel girly. Like my siblings are extra girly, so I think I'm even not the girly one. Sometimes I go out to makeup, I'll be like, oh, my face is clear. Regardless, so just wear makeup. Do you understand? So really, to be fair, you need to feel girly. I'm not going to say I'm not going to say you need to feel girly, wear dresses. When you start doing that in your subconsciousness, you're feeling that way. The way you walk, the way you talk, soft spoken. There's a lot to it. I'm not going to lie. I'm saying I understand you, but you need to start wearing dresses. Even though your face is clear, put just a light makeup. Speak softly. Even though you're with your guys and all that, still make them feel. Your subconsciousness, you take it in. And you start feeling the way you want to feel, and then they will address you the way you want to be addressed.
So I understand. Let me just add a little something. I understand, your need to feel like a girl. But as far as I'm concerned, if you're not comfortable with it, then it doesn't have to be so. Just do what makes you feel confident, because it's been said, there's a study that said that 33% of people who feel more confident have
Yeah.
more chances of getting jobs than people who are not confident.
Yeah.
So if you're girly and you're walking with your heels and it's all bendy, you're not going to get that job.
Yeah.
But if you're a tomboy and you come in and you're saying, my guy or whatever, you're going to get the job. So whatever makes you feel confident, it's fine. If you need to feel girly when you're going for a function because you have to be girly, then be so. If you're going for a job interview, however, try and do what makes you be confident. You understand what I'm saying? So just do whatever makes you.
Very well said, and I think I want
Yeah.
to add to what you just said because I was thinking it and then you said it. It's really about knowing what you want.
What works for you?
So you have to. This is not a dress rehearsal. You've heard people say it's not a dress rehearsal. This is real life. It's not about dressing per se how you want to be addressed, but first mentally, which is what prayer and meditation is. What do you want? When you wake up to even put on clothes and brush your teeth, you're preparing to go somewhere. Where are you preparing to go? So if it is, I'm preparing for man to talk to me, that one is simple. Wear makeup, hair, do the clothes, you know what they like. If it is, I'm preparing to be respected, but I still want to be treated like a lady. You wear the one that you know is not going to intimidate anybody, where you look at yourself, even you two, you're like, I'm a queen today. Do you understand? But it's not overly domineering. I'm a queen, I want to prove a point. So a woman who is a queen, who is beautiful, who is a lady, she's not trying to prove anything. She just moves. And the reason why she's able to is because she's comfortable in her skin. She's comfortable in her natural hair or her short hair. She's comfortable in the size of her nose. She's comfortable in wearing flats or traditional today or whatever it is. She's comfortable. And it is that is going to transcend. And when people are around her, they listen when she speaks, they look at her, they hold the door. It has nothing to do with her size or her color or anything. And you find somebody else getting better treatment more than you, that, as she said, you are fully dressed up, but you're still shaking because you don't know the interview question they're about to ask you.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about what they're talking about. Maybe you forced yourself to get an invite to where you are at that moment. You don't know anybody there. You're not sure what to say. You want to fake it until you make it. Faking it, dressing up can only get you so far. There's something you have to feel on the inside and know on the inside what you want and why you're doing what you're doing. And I think that's it. That's a very lovely question. All right, guys, I think we have to call it a day. Is there? But before we close, what advice would you give the viewers watching about aesthetic beauty, especially? How to maintain it, how to age gracefully?
So I usually get a lot of questions. People ask a lot of questions. When is the best age to start introducing anything? So it's really, I would say maybe, let's say for instance, like Botox. Oh, sorry. I would say maybe like Botox, maybe age 20. But it all depends to a large extent what your hereditary, what you've inherited, from your parents. Like if you have inherited dry skin, obviously you're going to start wrinkling early. So, so it all depends on what. Just try to see if you see your wrinkles early, just try and see your aesthetic doctor. That's all I can say. So. And start your creams early.
Okay. So you mean just don't delay?
Don't delay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you notice your first wrinkle,
yeah,
just go see the doctor, because the longer you leave it, the deeper the furrows are, and it's going to cost you more at the end. But if you start early, then you're resting the muscles of the face, and then those deeper furrows are less likely to occur.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
I actually always thought if you start early, somehow it's going to age you, and you just have to keep filling. You have to do more.
No, that's
I never
wrong.
thought about it that
That's
way.
a wrong
That's
thought.
actually,
So it relaxes the faces, and then there's less movements, and then because it's movement that causes the wrinkles. Yeah.
You're right.
So the earlier, the better.
Okay, I never thought about it that way. Good. And you,
Okay,
what advice would you give?
Personally, I'm just going to say, when you want to start a skincare routine, make sure you know your products, make sure you know your ingredients, and know the problem you're trying to solve. So you're trying to solve acne or hyperpigmentation or something. Know what you're going out there for at first. But I really bank on knowing your product and your ingredient. Please don't buy products that are not labeled. You don't know what is inside. You're just buying a product because someone actually said it's going to work for you. Your ingredients are key. We have a lot of key ingredients, mandelic, azelaic, glycolic, that will work for your skin type. So know your ingredients, know the problem you're trying to solve, and get the right product and speak to a skin expert. Just when you speak to the right person, trust me, you're on the right path. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for staying with us, watching The Truth About Beauty. Thank you for being with Cookie Skin. We are going to continue this conversation tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll be talking more about skin bleaching, body contouring, more Botox fillers, and everything in between for anti-aging. All right, guys, see you tomorrow. Bye.
All right, then.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
watching Cookie
Bye.
Skin. Bye.
Have to stand down.
All right.
Keep smiling.
Wait,
Wait,
so
I
I'm
have
done?
Move the mic. Well done, ladies.
Okay.
Thank you so
I just felt like I was on a
much.